A very good afternoon to you all. Welcome to the Gareth Edwards Field for Millfield versus Sedbergh in the quarter-finals of the Under-18 Schools Champions Trophy. The teams are out on the pitch. Millfield, the raucous cheer you can hear is for the home side. Earlier, we caught up with both coaches from Sedbergh and Millfield.
Just looking around, really, a fantastic day, and really excited to be to play against Sedbergh. We normally play these guys in December. They're great rivals of ours, and the boys will be very excited about playing the game.
With an attacking style of rugby, I bet you're licking your lips at the weather today. I mean, it's fantastic for October, isn't it?
Oh, great! It's beautiful. So the pitch is in great shape, but then a nice sunny afternoon, and for both sides, Sedbergh and Millfield have both got a good tradition of wanting to throw the ball about, and I'm sure you'll see the same today, for sure.
You've come into the game on the back of 2 losses. How are you sort of rectifying 2 losses? How are you sort of rectifying that, and what's sort of your thoughts on why that happened and how you can change it today?
We've just tried to make things as simple as possible for the boys. They've had a couple of tough games. They played against Bromsgrove and Wellington, have been really good opposition and well-deserved victories against us. I think we have a tendency, the boys maybe get a bit too complicated. At times have forgotten about enjoying themselves and getting out and having a good time. And we're a very young side, and it's tough for them, no doubt, but we've tried to make things as simple as possible this week.
And which players are you going to look to particularly for leadership today?
Our scrum half and captain, Josh Barton, has been outstanding just in terms of the character he brings to the team. Harry Close at full-back is, a real threat if he can get some space. And both those guys have found it difficult so far because we've been under a fair bit of pressure. And, the boys will look to them for their leadership. If we can get some consistency from fly half as well, then that'll work well for us in terms of our attack and keeping the ball.
Right, well, best of luck. Enjoy the game.
We're at half-time, but we are due to kick off here in Somerset. So the home side kick off in red, green and blue. Their traditional colours versus Sedbergh's traditional colours. No kick clash today. Seba seek to control the ball early on, deep inside their 22. John Statham, the number 1 prop there, takes it on. Seba looking to run early on, and it's Crossdale there, their danger man with the blonde hair, who releases the outside backs. George Phelan failed on halfway. Good breakout from Seba. Strong tackling from Millfield on Johnny Kay. He is Sedbergh's danger man, the number 11. He was marshalled well there from the home side. So the first line out here. Gabriel Ogre, their number 8, throwing in. Taken cleanly by Millfield, and they're away. First chance for the backs to run with it. Gets over the gain line. But losing the ball, Sedbergh have a penalty on halfway. It's been a good start from the visitors. Breakout from their own half and then turning over the ball in midfield. Alistair Crossdale, Sedbergh's number 10. Kicks it 15 metres forward. He was the man who set them up for their breakout, and he will be their key playmaker today. He is a serious talent for this level. And has the ball again. Dropped in midfield though. The cheers of the home crowd will let Seba know that they are in a game here in Somerset. And it's a partisan crowd as well. Sedbergh do have their own travelling fans though, to make them feel a little bit more at home. But they're being out-shouted at the moment, quite obviously. Millfield get the freak on, just getting the ball away. Dropped down by Josh Barton. Penalty set, but they take it quickly through Charlie Gowling. Crossdale. Behind the back to Ben Watson, who switches with Johnny Kay. Felled again. Max Davis, the number 6 for Seba there, doing well in the face of an aggressive Millfield defence. Crossdale finds his sense again, but it goes to ground. 2 out of 2 that now for Millfield, with errors when seemingly there was not too much pressure on them. They're a silky backline and that will hurt. However, they do have the first chance for points in this game. So Sedbergh taking the points here, something they've done a lot of this season. They have a points difference over 8 games of plus 247. It's points difference is misleading at the best of time, but that does say that they score a lot. But not 3 more this time. Just drifting to the wide of the posts. By way of comparison, the points difference for Millfield this season is only plus 11. They've suffered 2 losses on the bounce coming into this match, and as John Mallett said in the interview, they're having to go back to basics a little bit. Manalo on the attack. Centres combining there, Josh Marmer and Henry Carling Parkinson. And for the first time, Millfield have the ball and they have field position. And they win a penalty themselves. Josh Barton at number 9, the captain, decides to slow things down and goes for the points. Millfield's philosophy, as Sedbergh's is attack, attack, and a bit more attacking, but they're both marking each other's card in the early stages here. Seba opting to take the points and missing, and now Millfield trying to reply more successfully. The game will almost certainly cut open at some stage, but it's tight for the moment. Successful kick from number 10, Andrew Nurse, who turns away and asks for more support from the home fans. 3-0 then to Millfield. Here in Somerset, 6 minutes on the clock. The home side have the advantage. Of course, what's at stake today is a semi-final spot in the Champions Trophy. Millfield, of course, the champions from last year, which was the first edition of the tournament. Seba, however, have a stake to be the form side in the whole of England at the moment. They have an incredible record. They haven't scored less than 30 points this season. So Ed Irons, the Sedbergh hooker, has the chance, his first chance to throw in. Good line out. Seba, little dummy in the middle, and now Johnny Kay has another chance to run with more space this time. Incredible credit to Joshua Wright there on the right wing for Millfield. He waited to see which way Kay would go and slid out and took his legs into touch. So Millfield reset. Ogray finds his man. Barton switching in midfield, missed his runner. That was meant for Josh Marmer. Good hands from Nurse, the fly half. A little bit of space on the right-hand side. Barton to Nurse. To Ogray. Fantastic skill set has Gabriel Ogray, and now the chip forward. Deep into Seba half, that is metronomic. Seba under pressure after 8 minutes. So now we'll just show you the teams for today, just to run you through them. Alex Tiarks, number 1, Harry Vigar, number 2, Daniel Tilt, James Dunn and George Brophy, Oliver Dorlane, Charlie Howard and Gabriel Ogray. Sorry, that's Millfield's pack. And the backs, Josh Barton, Andrew Nurse, Sonny Elias. And Josh Marmer, Henry Carling Parkinson at 13, Joshua Wright, number 14, and Harry Close, 15 are the rest. Seba tied it up on their own line. Set piece could feature heavily today, as both sides are wary of the other's attacking threats and don't want to open the game up too soon. Crash through from Millfield, could be a first score, it is, on the line. Nurse puts his hands up and Josh Marmer takes the score. Simple play from Millfield, it was just a crash ball in the end. Nurse to Marmer, and Sedbergh didn't deal with it. Went slightly high in the tackles, and Marmer's power saw him through. Fantastic start for the home side. Nurse has a chance to take the lead to 10 points. Not successful with the conversion, so the score will stay at 8-0. As we see it again, it was just a short ball from Nurse, and they went high, didn't they? Sedbergh, well, they missed one tackle. Kyle Kitney, number 13 for Seba, missed that, and his team weren't able to back him up on that occasion. Seba regather though, they've done well out of that exchange. Seba backs have the chance to break again. George Phelan with some handy feet. George Phelan, number 15 for Sedbergh. And we'll be catching up with the 1 to 15 of their side at the next breakdown. Gowling releases the backs, and Sedbergh have some real space here to try and work something. Kay cuts in field, wary of that touchline having been ushered out on the previous 2 occasions. Gowling finds his front row too. That was Irons taking it in. Hayden Thompson Green, number 8. Millfield looked to have potentially turned that, but illegally so. Sedbergh penalty. Gowling has to hold back his instincts. As Crossdale says, I will kick this into the corner and let's see what we can get, boys. So the Sedbergh team here we have, from 1 to 15, John Statham, Ed Irons, George Bentley, Jack Bonham, Matthew Addison, Max Davies, James Botham, and Hayden Thompson Green. And we'll show you the backs just after that. So the backs, as we've mentioned, Charlie Gowling, Alistair Crossdale, Johnny Kay, Carl Kitney is actually at 13. At 12 is Ben Watson today. Will Lewin is at 14 and George Phelan at 15. It's just a last-minute change from Sedbergh there. And you can see the substitutions from both teams today as well. Ben Watson, as you can see, number 20, is actually starting at 12 today. Crossdale, nice dummy switch and finds Kay again, getting his hands on the ball a lot, the left winger. Sedbergh know how good he is in open space. And so do Millfield, that's why they've shackled him so well. Crossdale almost steps inside one, but it was a knock-on at the breakdown, so fits and starts for Sedbergh so far. They are one of the slickest outfits on the circuit when they play their game, but when you play Millfield, you rarely get that option. Millfield, it is backs to the walls time at Millfield, having lost their last 2 games, conceding 40 points on both occasions. However, they have a perfect record in the Champions Trophy so far, and they are the champions, of course, as well. They will not want to be letting the side from Cumbria come down and take the glory for themselves. So 35-minute halves in the Champions Trophy. 20 minutes left, therefore, of the first half. Millfield 8 to the good. The winner of the match will be playing their semi-final at Allianz Park, the home of Saracens. The final will also be played there as well in November. But as we're just seeing the Millfield number 12, Josh Marner, the try scorer, receives some treatment. He seems to be shaking a shoulder off. Actually, it's his leg. Marmer related to Dante Marmer, the professional rugby player for Bristol and Worcester. In fact, Millfield centres have some illustrious relatives. Henry Carling Parkinson is the son of Will Carling, no less. They do have a pedigree in producing fine rugby players for England and for other countries as well. Wales, as we've mentioned. Seba themselves, though, have a rugby factory up north too. James Simpson Daniel and Will Greenwood, no less, have come through the side. Actually, Will Carling as well. So Henry Carling Parkinson playing against his father's alma mater. Crossdale has real space to work his magic and skips out of one tackle. Now here comes Phelan, sees a gap and goes through it easily. Millfield do eventually get their mitts on him. Hayden Thompson Green, unbelievable offload out the tackle, but it's gone to the floor and Millfield has a chance to break. That was a lovely offload. Alec Kieran Reid, that one from Hayden Thompson Green. As you can see, the attracting quite a few viewers this match is Fellow students at Millfield School start to gather and come up from the other pitches. So Seba have a chance to get on the score sheet here. Irons finds his man. Davis, who took it down, and now Sedbergh get a rumble on. Can they get over the line? Has it come back to Irons at the back of it? Reaches for the line. Thompson Green, I think that was, gets it over the line. Sedbergh back in it. Not totally clear who got it down, but it looked like Thompson Green. As adept and open players, he is in the tight. Good power from the number 8. Seba really do look to their number 8 to provide that direction in the tight exchange. They have wonderful backs, but when you need a bit of grunt, it's often Thompson Green who they turn to. So we see it again. It was Thompson Green who went for it. A couple of Millfield boys on his back, and then the placement. Not a double movement there. You might have asked that question a couple of years ago, but the referee on the side of the attacking team today, Alistair Crossdale, adds the afters. So 8-7 now. Sedbergh draw their own blood.
What's paid Millfield? Heads up, and again. Let's get the next score. Heads up. Come on. Come on, boys. Come on, lads. Let's go again. Come on, George.
So Millfield now. Both sides have seen what the other can do. Collected in by James Botham, who steps away. Great play from Botham. The number 7 gets tackled well from behind though, and knocks it on and go in doing so. Fantastic cover defence from Millfield, you have to say. Number 14, Joshua Wright, hasn't had much chance in attack today, but has defended his heart out in the opening 20 minutes. Felling wingers, open side flankers, they're all the same. Good breakout though from both of them, you have to say. It's an interesting setup with Millfield have for the line out, with Gabriel Ogre, their number 8, throwing in, and their hooker instead lifting in the first position. They go to the back though and try to set up a maul. Jack Barton, the scrum half, digs for it. Good rumble from Millfield. Now they come right. Nurse back inside, but it was knocked on. Despite Crossdale's pace, he will not be able to run free. Brought back for a knock-on. So as I was saying, it's the hooker for Millfield, Harry Vigar, who lifts in the number 1 spot in the line-out, letting Ogre throw in. No danger of them switching for scrum time, however. Vigar is right in the thick of it there. Ogre's talents in the loose are devastating. He's a formidable sevens player. So if he does get the wind up him, he can cause some real damage. Ball doesn't come cleanly though, and Barton has to clear up. Nurse, chip over. Chip over for the fullback, Harry Close. Mark called though by the right winger Will Lewin. Decent boot to ball as well. Very decent boot to ball. Phelan's got it. He was practicing his kicking before kickoff from the tee, but clearly out of hand. He's very adept as well. Ogre then it is, the number 8 to throw in. Turned over from Seba. Phelan plays fly half. Goes round the back, but Millfield were up in defence well. Sedbergh struggling to get that back. In fact, they've turned it over. Alex Tiarks, the loose head prop for Millfield, took that away. And Millfield now have a bit of space, and Sedbergh scrambling. Ben Watson took him down and turned it over, but illegally so, much to the cheers of Millfield's fans here. It is absolutely raucous here. Our field mic is picking up all sorts of noises from places we didn't anticipate. It's a real cauldron here. Now, what will Millfield do from here? Will they set up a maul and try to go in from 20 metres? They certainly have the power in the pack to do it. He goes to the front, but well stolen by Seba. Back to Crossdale. Thick boot, but doesn't go out. Now, Joshua Wright starts up attack, and Harry Close met really well from a chase by Sedbergh. Millfield realign. Really good break. Now that's Millfield into the 22. Slight forward pass there. Oliver Dorlane, the number 6 for Millfield. Nice little break and offload, but small knock on. A game of inches is normally a reference you use to talk about the professional game, but this is such a high level of schoolboy rugby, you do think that it will be a small moment, a small mistake that makes the difference. The back row combining really well. Dorlane and Charlie Howard, the number 7. But not quite straight, or not quite backwards with the pass.
Come on, Dion!
Gowling and Barton, the 2 scrum halves, 2 real live wires standing next to each other there. Barton will not want to give any quarter on his home pitch. And Gowling anyway gets it away. Crossdale sets up another wide attack. And knock on from Sedbergh. Ogre, wide pass out of the tackle. Finds Sonny Elias. Audacious offload. Brophy took it on after that. Nurse, Ogre again. Real power carry from the man in yellow boots. Nurse, Marma, try scorer but gets upended and perhaps sensed the tackle was coming as he knocked it on anyway. And Marma is down still. He took a hit after he scored his try and he's taken another one there. No doubt a tough character, as we saw in his first try, barging through Sedbergh, but he's taking some punishment at the moment. So we just pause for treatment to be given to Josh Marmer. It's had an eventful 25 minutes, Josh Marmer. Try scorer, then took a knock in his own half. He's taking another one now. Just being checked out by Millfield's medics. So Sedbergh have no other option but to see to their own wounded or tired at the moment. Marmer carries on. Big games like this, as both coaches were eyeing this as pretty much the biggest game of the season so far. Well, without a doubt the biggest game of the season so far. No one will be wanting to go off in this one. Seba number 6, Max Davis, hobbles to his feet as well to take his place in the scrum. For the last 10 minutes then, Sedbergh have been pretty much pinned inside their own half.
Come on, Millfield!
Free kick though, and they... Thompson Green goes on a bit of a snaky run inside his own 22. Bit risky from the number 8, but his team were there to back him up. And Sedbergh choose to run it out. Oh, Watson. Good break from the number 12. That's why they keep ball in hand, because they can do that at any time. Ed Irons, having a super season, the hooker. Carries so well. He's a difficult man to bring to the ground. Thompson Green. Taken well by his opposite number. That was a tete-a-tete between Ogre and Thompson Green. One that Ogre won. Millfield could have turned it over here. This could be a real chance here. They have numbers on the right. Go through the hands. Ogre steps inside. Ben Watson can't take him. Now, Joshua Wright cuts infield. First time to really attack with the ball in hand. Nurse, wide pass, but Sedbergh up quickly. They've scrambled really well. Barton, oh. Johnny Kay. Risking a penalty or a yellow card there. It looked like it may have been deliberate, that, but the referee didn't and has brought it back. This isn't obviously Wales versus Australia, but the defence from Sedbergh at the moment is on Wallaby levels from that pool game. It was they've really given an incredible they're all to throwing their bodies at the on-rushing Millfield players. How much longer can they keep it up for, though? As we pause on the clock, because Andrew Nurse, the Millfield fly half, he's not actually down. It's a Seba player. Apologise.
Nashi, give us away!
So we will try and find out which Sedbergh player is down. But play again paused for an injury break. It is a tough old game out there today. Quite different from Sedbergh's last match against Radley, which was end-to-end stuff. They eventually won out winners 56-31 in round 2. But I can tell you the intensity was not at the level it is today. As you'd expect when a side scores 50 points, Seba really showcased how they can play rugby, and it's wonderful to watch when they get going. Often involves almost everything goes through the 9 and 10 channel. Charlie Gowling and Alistair Crossdale there, two very good halfbacks, and Johnny Kay, the number 11 for Sedbergh, has feet that fizz as well, as we've seen intermittently today. So we might just go back and have a look at the 2 tries so far. They've both been through the forwards, or at least through route 1. Here, actually, Joss Marmat, the number 12, scored the first one for Millfield, crashing through Sedbergh's defence. And Hayden Thompson Green peeled off this ruck here and reached for the line. Didn't get there initially before placing the ball well. So the applause you hear is for the number 13 for Seba. Kyle Kitney is having to go off, unfortunately. We'll bring you his replacement, who has come on shortly. But for the time being, George Phelan, the fullback for Seba, has moved into the centres in the defensive line. I should apologise, it's not George Phelan. Will Lewin has moved into the centres.
You got this, nice. Don't worry, boys.
And we've just had one of those rare moments where kickers miss the corner entirely and it goes dead. A little bit embarrassing for Andrew Nurse, but this does happen at the international level as well. He can console himself with that at least. So, real get out for Seba. Barton. Ogre. Little step and then knocks over Ed Irons, who still held on to him, the hooker. And now they bring it back right. Over the top from Nurse, risking that. Ball does go out. Well, Nurse, slightly hot-headed couple of minutes for Nurse. Missing the kick for touch and then throwing that pass, but it was on, in fairness, if it had landed in Joshua Wright's lap. It didn't. And Sedbergh have the ball back. So we'll bring you the name of the man in the middle today is Max Weston. Gowling, little stutter, thought he saw half a gap, but it soon disappeared. Crossdale goes through the middle and offloads really well. Rolling out of tackles, Sedbergh, but they had advantage anyway. Sedbergh's backline splitting for this one behind the scrum, which you can't see, but Alistair Crossdale, the number 10, is on the left-hand side of the pitch with Johnny Kay, their two most electric attacking talents. If they go right, though, they will go with Gowling and with Watson. Good line from the centre.
Knock him back, boys!
Crossdale now arrives to marshal the backline. Goes back inside to Irons, who refuses to go backwards, whether he's attacking or defending. His tackle a moment ago on Ogre was quite something. Hayden Thompson, Crossdale, thought he was through. The new man on for Sedbergh, that was just knocking it forward. Sedbergh, though, starting to find a few more holes in the Millfield backline. The new man for Sedbergh is number 20, Harry Laidler. We just see a replay of a little scuffle then. Tensions rising towards the end of the first half. 3 minutes or so left of this half, and 8-7 on the scoreboard. It's mightily close. Match played mostly in the centre third of the pitch. Crossdale gets it to Johnny Kay, smashed backwards. Watson almost got out of that. Sedbergh still looking to play on their own line. But Millfield, that's meat and drink for them. They are just swallowing them up, and they have turned it over as well. Jack Barton now steps inside. Fancies a little dart himself, does the scrum half. Can Millfield get something before half-time? It would take the roof off here in Somerset if they did. Oh, just knock on Mama. Just out of reach for the number 12 for Millfield. That.
It's all right, Millfield, get this back!
Let's go, Millfield!
Seba, well, Seba's head coach, who we'll hear from at half-time, from a pre-recorded interview before the game, said that they would tighten up their attacking instincts. They would play a little bit more, they would box a little bit more clever. So far, they've been willing to run from almost anywhere. If that's boxing clever, you do wonder what it's like in their training ground matches.
Cheers, Charlotte!
Go, Charlotte! Thanks, guys!
Referee Max Weston just not quite happy the two sides were settled there. There have been a lot of set pieces today. What will the convention be for Seba? Will they boot it out to touch? Time is almost up in the first half. Indeed, it may already be up. Or do they fancy a little bit of a run? You sense it's the latter. And Johnny Kay has the first real chance to run with the ball. This is adventurous from Sedbergh. Crossdale. Crossdale could be in for the opening score. It's a marvellous end-to-end run. Crossdale, the man who started it. Key, the man who created it. Sedbergh have played a very brave patch of rugby there. Time was up on the clock. You sense they could have just kicked it out and taken the 1 point deficit into half-time, but they said no. We're going to run it out of here, boys, and my gosh, didn't they run it out well. Kay, the first time he's had to show his heels, cuts in field, doesn't try to do it all himself, and finds Crossdale, who has deceptive pace, and once he put his foot to the floor, Millfield weren't going to stop him. They did have 5 or 6 boys trailing in his wake, but that was a marvellous run. And to follow it up, he's converted it as well. So the half ends after this with Sedbergh having been under the cosh for most of the game and certainly behind on the scoreboard with a 14 points to 8 advantage, courtesy of a stunning try from Alistair Crossdale. It was almost bully boy rugby for a lot of this match. We've had players down, injured, players going off as well. But it's ended with a moment of magic, and that's what these sides, both of these sides can play, and both these sides have attacking philosophies. It's Sedbergh who have managed to really execute though, and right now at half-time we will go to hear from the head coach of Sedbergh, Simon Mulholland, speaking before the game.
So Simon, 8 wins from 8 games for you this season so far. What are your thoughts ahead of this one, the big one against Millfield?
Yeah, it doesn't get any tougher, that's for sure. Yeah, we've had a good start, but we know that that doesn't really matter today, and cup rugby's a bit different to normal rugby. So anytime it's a Seba Millfield game, it's a pretty special event. So we'll have to be at our best today.
You've had the run of the green against them in the recent past. What's that been down to?
Yeah, difficult question. I think we've probably performed slightly better. You know, there's never been many points in this game. It's always a close affair. So I think it's just, yeah, execution, getting some crucial things right. But, you know, again, you know, that could all go out the window today if we don't perform.
I mean, you've been scoring points for fun, more than 30 in each game. Do you change it at all for a side like this? Yeah,
we do. We have to have a plan in place because Millfield are so good defensively, and you know, we play a lot of good teams in the north, but Millfield are that slight step up. You know, we've got a plan in place today, and we'll see how that goes.
Okay, and what are going to be your final things you say to the team before they run out?
Oh, just enjoy it. Play with a smile on their face because that's what it's all about at this level of schoolboy rugby. If they're enjoying it, then they'll have a good day, I hope.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, best of luck.
Cheers. Thank you. Thank you.
Words of Simon Mulholland there, saying that they need to play plan and place, were his words. We just saw a perfectly executed plan towards the end of that first half. End-to-end try from Alistair Crossdale, who started it. Johnny Kay, the left winger, who made it really, cutting in and passing to Crossdale. We'll just catch up, though, with all the tries in the first half right now. Started with Millfield and Josh Marmer, a really powerful break, running over his opposite number there, Ben Watson, to touchdown early on. That was a nice try. After that, they were soon pared back, though, by an equally powerful effort from Hayden Thompson-Green. You see him rolling off the ruck here. Didn't place it initially. Took his time over it. Did get it down, and that brought Seba back in it. And after that, it was a bit of a stalemate. Millfield looking to have the better run of things, but then this happened. Crossdale releasing Key. And if there's a rugby manual, that is exactly how you draw the man and score a length of the field try. Crossdale swerved out to then swerve in to ensure he would make it over the line. And as ever, a fly half, he's always going to try and score it under the post. He made the kick easy for himself, meaning that things lie at 14 points to 8 at half-time.
Come on, boys. Come on, Millfield.
So the second half here in Millfield, it's 14 points to 8 against the home side Millfield. It was a very close first half, and Millfield will be smarting from the way they relinquished their lead right at the end. So of course, Seba, they come here with real calibre. They haven't lost a match this season, 8 wins from 8. It's early on, of course, and doesn't necessarily mean that they will be the top team come the end of the season, but they are the form team possibly in England. Johnny Kay pops up at fly half to Crossdale. Now Phelan has some space. Back inside to Lewin, who went back to Phelan. Early turnover from Millfield. John Mallett, their head coach, will no doubt have had some choice words at half-time. Millfield, of course, coming into this match on the back of 2 losses. Uncharacteristic for them so early on in the season. However, they are the reigning champions in this tournament, and it's going to take a lot for them to relinquish a home match to anyone. Barton manages to get the ball away really well as a scrum half. Nurse, though, Phelan was really well positioned. He's got a nice outside step as Phelan. And so is this man. JK, they call him. Well, anyone with the initials JK as a winger is sure to at least have a big billing. Living up to it today so far. Midfield's centre field defence is rock solid. Phelan pops up on the right wing. Just over halfway he goes. Charlie Gowling. The front row duo there again of John Statham and Ed Irons, combining really well the two props. They've earned a penalty. Gowling wanted to go quickly. Referee Max Weston brought them back because a Sedbergh player is receiving some treatment on the far touchline. The Sedbergh player down is James Botham, as you see him in the top right hand side of your screen, just slightly gingerly walking back to his place. Receives a pat on the back from Kay. He knows that the space he can find is down to the forwards, doing the grunt work up front. So it's Kay's wing partner, Will Lewin, who puts boot to ball here. Irons to throw in. Goes to Max Davies in the centre of the line out. Watson fires out to Crossdale, who finds Phelan. Step inside from Phelan, still space to go. Can he go outside Millfield? No, they shut it down pretty quickly. And just knocked on in the contact there. Millfield did really well to force an error from Seba there. So a bit of background to both these schools then, while we're just waiting for the ball. Sedbergh from Cumbria in the north, obviously in the brown, white and yellow. They approximately 500 schools in the school, founded in 1525 no less, which is approximately 400 years before Millfield was founded in 1935, I apologise. Millfield a little bit over twice the size of Sedbergh. I should say that that statistic could apply to the whole Millfield prep school as well as senior school. So the conclusion you can draw from that is that they have a production line of rugby talent to draw from. Chris Robshaw, no less, came through the prep school as well as the senior school. Gareth Davis, the other, or perhaps the most famous of all their alumni, the Welsh scrum half from the 70s, was here from 1964 to 1966 on a scholarship. Whoever made that decision probably deserves a sizable pat on the back. Gareth Edwards, obviously one of the most brightest sparks from that era of Welsh dominance in the 70s. So back to the action here today. Jack Barton, the captain for Millfield, in the number 9 shirt, once worn by Edwards, gets scragged backwards. And Andrew Nurse, the number 10, has to come in and play scrum half. He lets his forwards take it on though. penalty, Millfield. Dependable play from Millfield's forwards there. They saw that their scrum half was down and didn't want their fly half having to do a role he's not totally accustomed to, and they took it on, earned the penalty. Nurse pays them back with a very decent kick, just approaching halfway. You see the Millfield substitutes in their blue jerseys behind the touchline. They'll be itching to get on, no doubt. Lost line out for Millfield. Seba tidied up. Phelan at fly half, as he's tended to pop up at fly half on occasion. Watson. Gowling. To his lock, Jack Bonham. Davies goes blind. Excellent offload, finds Key. And Ogre was all over that. The number 8 is so difficult to get off the ball, but a penalty had already been given to Sedbergh.
Come on, boys! Dave, I love you! Brooksy, you start a chant. Yeah, go on. Yeah, go on, get rowdy.
Seba have had the edge on Millfield in recent years in this fixture. They beat them up in Sedbergh last time, and they also beat them back here. Millfield got their own back out in Abu Dhabi, but certainly a close rivalry, and one which brings out the best in players on both sides. Just have a departing duo from Sedbergh, the number 8, sorry, and number 7, Hayden Thompson, number 8. Doesn't go off. He went off to actually shepherd James Botham out, who I think is injured. He's actually come back on, so Botham, number 7, is replaced by number 18, Will Hill. And the first job he has is to secure this attacking line out for his team. Davis at the front has been a good source of line-out ball for Seba, but they go to the middle. It's Thompson Green off the top. Gowling. Crossdale out wide. Phelan pops up in the midfield and uses his quick feet to grab some extra yards. Ball lost though. Ogre comes up with it. Not a surprise. Nurse. Ed Irons, the Sedbergh hooker there, almost was under the sticks. He got a hand to it, but wasn't able to take it, and somehow Sedbergh have kept all the ball. I mean, you can hardly hear yourself think with the noise these Millfield students are making. It's really quite impressive. So Millfield in full voice today, but it's Johnny Kay from Sedbergh who has the ball in his hand, and it's Sedbergh who are looking to penetrate here. Flat back line a little bit for Sedbergh. Now they have a chance, a 3-on-2 here. Lewin takes it in, and was that the right decision? Ball plays on, though. Millfield have come away with it. He had 2 men outside him. Did Will Lewin? He chose to go inside. And it was a solid defence from Millfield. Had he stepped through, though, of course. Well, Sedbergh got slightly away with that. Hopefully we'll just be able to see that Millfield defensive tackle again on Lewin. Oh, it's actually the one after. Just as the scrum settles down, let's have a look at this. Lewin, 2 men out wide and went inside. Excellent, excellent tackle from Joshua Wright on Lewin. It was right winger on right winger. Wright's defence today has been spot on. He's marshalled Johnny Kay in the first half really well, with the exception of the try, and started the second half by smashing Will Lewin. Thompson Green takes it forward, but has the ball ripped off him by Andrew Nurse. And number 10 rips the ball off on number 8. Figure that one out. Good play from Nurse. Low kick though. Well, that is all about the defence of Andrew Nurse. The man with the ball in his hand right now. Nurse goes quickly. Ogray. Now Millfield. This is really adventurous from the Somerset side. Cutting in field. That was Henry Carling Parkinson in the red scrum hat. Barton, Nurse, who started it with a quick tap and go. Close. Harry Close goes out wide, just gets the ball off to Wright, who can now attack. Nurse, quick hands. Harry Close, oh, Kay comes away with it. It's interception from Kay. Can he go all the way? Kay is going to go in here from 70 yards. Millfield, one of the most attacking moments in the half, but it's Kay who steals it and touches it down. Sedbergh look like they have this game in their bag now. What a breakout from Johnny Kay. 19 points to sit 8. It's shock tactics from Sedbergh. Both their last 2 tries have come from inside their own half, and that from Kay was special. Anticipated intercepting the ball, and then had the power first with the handoff, and then the pace, and also the dive to finish off. Crossdale though to make it a real nasty for Millfield. Doesn't convert, so 19-8 to Seba now. 50 minutes gone on the clock. 20 minutes left. 35-minute halves, of course, at this level. How do Millfield reply? They were looking so promising with an attack by Henry Carling Parkinson. Andrew Nurse is looking to come into his own as well at number 10, but didn't manage to keep hold of the ball, and Sedbergh struck. Ball didn't go 10, but Sedbergh decided to play it anyway. Tell you what, despite the scoreline, it's not going to quieten the home support. If anything, it's just going to enliven them. Thompson Green goes through the ruck. Well watched by Alex Tiarks from Millfield. Crossdale, Lewin. Gowling switches play to where he has more numbers. Ed Irons doesn't manage to grab hold of it. Now Millfield, they have to strike soon in this match if they're to get back into it. Good covering from Irons, from Will Lewin in the end. So if we just have a look at that try again by Johnny Kay. Millfield had their tails up. Nurse onto Close, and it was from that where Lewin took it. One hand off, and then it was Kay versus Nurse, and Kay put him on the floor in some style. Back to the action here, though, because it was an overthrow, a long throw from Seba. Lewin on the far touchline. Millfield were offside though, so we come back into another Sedbergh advantage. Everything going Sedbergh's way at the moment. It's tough when you're on the flip side, and Millfield are at the moment. But if any side can come back into it, it is Millfield. So a tribute song to Harry Close, Millfield's fullback there you just heard. Actually, it was Harry Close who pass was intercepted by Johnny Kay. He has looked very dangerous though, the fullback, when he gets going with the ball. Straight enough for referee Max Weston. Kay goes straight through another tackle. Millfield shackled him so well, but he's seemingly cutting loose now, Johnny Kay. However, Millfield turn him over. Barton brings his forwards into the game well. Ogre, wide pass to the numberless Millfield substitutes. Penalty Millfield. So the roaring sun of earlier today has burned off, and it's now becoming a slightly cold afternoon down here in Millfield. Still a fantastic conditions to play rugby in, though the pitch is as flat as a pancake here. Millfield like the track for running on as well. Nurse brushing off tackles is the slim fly half. Aggressive play from him. Barton just couldn't quite decide what to do with it there and got the decision made for him. Nurse missing out Ogre and finding Brophy. Millfield turned it over, but they had a penalty coming, Millfield. Seba turned it over even, but a penalty to the hosts. So they do need 2 scores, Millfield, so Nurse opts for the corner. They need to at least convert one of those to be ahead. An 11-point deficit. Still, this is excellent field position. What can they muster from here? Ogre will throw in again. Seba look like they're setting themselves to not challenge and try and defend the maul. They stay down. Millfield try and set it up. Brophy took that down. The whole Millfield pack joins in. Nurse goes in to add an extra bit. and he's over. Millfield are back in it. Really good try, really well executed. It's all about determination, that try. And the try scorer was the red scrum-hatted James Dunn, I believe. Nurse converts. An excellent 7-pointer from Millfield then. 15 points versus 19 points. The hosts 4 points behind. But they've proved to themselves that they can keep control of the ball, that they can execute their moves exactly as planned. That was a set-piece training ground move that they would have learned back in the mid-months of the first thing you do in pre-season. But now, Nurse releases his flying winger. Really good offload as well to Alex Tiarks, who hands off a couple. Places the ball back brilliantly, does the loose head prop. But his supporting team, they dive over. Referee Max Weston adjudged that they did so illegally. So number 11, Sonny Elias, was penalised, and he will say that, well, he'll either say he was pushed off his feet or that he was maintained that he was still on his feet. Let me just have a look at that again, just to run the rule over it. Why not? Really good offload from Elias, and fantastic couple of handoffs from Tiarks. And actually, it wasn't Sonny Elias. It was Oliver Dorlane, who, the number 6, who came in perhaps from the side, perhaps off his feet, perhaps it was both. Anyway, it was a foul, so Sedbergh can escape. As you can see, Simon Mulholland in the tracksuit just speaking to Alistair Crossdale, their number 10, on the pitch, and now having a word with the forwards. There's just no doubt reassuring them that, well, who knows actually what he's reassuring. He could be saying 4 points is enough, boys, let's defend, but the way Seba play, he's probably saying that there's only one way to defend, and that's to attack. So just to see Millfield's try again, it was a good throw from Ogre, well taken by Brophy, and then they were so low. Sedbergh were way too high, and they didn't even need to really stretch their legs, they just trundled over.
Keep it up,
We're into the final 10 minutes of the match. Seba have a slender lead. Seba lead by 4 points, and Millfield, though, have a bit of momentum, having just scored. Ed Irons, the Sedbergh hooker, has to take a barrage of noise from the home fans near him, and the ball is turned over. Millfield breaking out after the turned over line out. Barton, Nurse, Ogre, good wraparound ball. Really good hands from Millfield. Now it's Elias. He has Brophy outside him, the 5. Gives it to Brophy. Bundled into touch. Really good hands from Millfield. Backs and forwards alike combining really well. The wraparound ball from Ogre was great awareness from the big man. Ed Irons had to find his man there for Sedbergh, and he did. Not as much on the kick as they would have liked though, and Millfield, well, they're not as close to the line as their last try when they had the line up, but it's not much further either, and the ease with which they went over will be worrying Seba. The home side set up with their customary line-out, walking in just as the thrower goes. But Seba turn it over. Remains to be seen as to whether that was good for them or not. Seba decide that to go route 1 to try and work a little bit of extra space for their backs or their intended kicker. Or they may run it. They do. Watson switches with Key. But Key had little space to work in, and the space he did have was filled with Millfield boys, hungry to put him on the floor. Close, taken well by John Statham. Millfield have the advantage. It's a free ball for Millfield. They don't try anything outlandish though, they may now. Nurse puts it through to his hooker, Weiger. Nurse again. Nurse cuts inside, really good stepping from the fly half. And a twirl as well. Now Elias. Can't get the ball away though. Here come Millfield. The crowd will tell you it, and so will the players, because Carling Parkinson had a moment to put his winger away there, and it just went forward. He is a real live wire, the number 13. But Sedbergh are still breathing. 5 minutes to go. Few injuries of course this half, so it could be a little bit more than that, but Millfield will be working it on 5 minutes. 5 minutes to win it, to save their Champions Trophy hopes. They are the champions of course. And coming into the match not with great form, this would be a huge win for them. Just have a pause for Millfield's number 8 to receive some treatment, Gabriel Ogre. Back to his feet though. It's the orange booted. I said yellow boots in the first half. I think they're actually orange. Anyway, he's a key man for them. And they'll be delighted that he's back on his feet for the final run-in. Sedbergh, 4 points advantage in their own half. Under pressure from a Millfield pack who desperate to win at home. And that desperation has told through, and Millfield spill through and take the ball. Nurse 4 men in front of him, could have gone for a long missed pass, but chose the safer option.
Come on, James!
Sonny Elias steps back inside, keeps the ball alive really well. Barton goes route one. Millfield are really starting to crank the tourniquet here.
Come on, Millfield!
Let's go, Millfield!
Come on, boys! Come on!
Lane took it forward there. Barton leaves it up to the backs, but doesn't give them good ball. Brophy clears it up. The blonde lock for Millfield.
Let's go, boys!
Nurse goes wide. Excellent Seba defence though. Looked for a moment like they had an overlap, but they didn't. Now they come left. Really good play. Ogre that was, trying his hardest to fashion an opportunity. Nurse bowls through a couple of forwards. Incredible run from the slight number 10. Seba are out on their feet in defence now. But it's slow ball, they've just had enough chance to regather. Goes out wide. The shirtless Millfield player there. Unfortunately, I don't know his name. We'll try and get that for you shortly, but they keep playing anyway. Nurse, up quickly, Ogre, drops it, ball to ground. Sedbergh bring it away. Let off for Sedbergh, they'll be so grateful for that. What will Crossdale do? He just wants to run. It's been a while since he's been allowed to, and so does Key, who just bundles over a couple. So powerful is the young number 11. Irons, bit risky, but they keep going. Max Davies keeps the ball alive, and that was crucial to allowing his team to get round him, but Millfield may have got their hands on what they have. Sedbergh's exit strategy has worked for them every single time, really. They just run it out, simple as that. Backs and forwards combine really well there. Ed Irons threw a little loopy pass, but a few quick hands later, and Max Davies was taking it up over halfway. Did get isolated, and Millfield have the ball back, but that was perhaps the crucial moment for Sedbergh if they are to hold out in this match.
Come on, Millfield! Come on, Millfield!
Well,
Come on, Millfield!
their break came from Ogre, the talisman for Millfield, just misjudging a pass and putting the ball to the floor. But players on both sides they've been stand-up performance on both sides. Ogre for Millfield, most definitely Thompson Green, number 8 for Sedbergh. A few of the backs have looked very tasty as well. Crossdale at number 10 particularly, who has now actually gone to fullback, switching with Phelan, who is now in the number 10 slot. Perhaps that's because of his defensive abilities, the number 15. There he goes. Doesn't manage to take down Ogre. Sedbergh boys starting to fall off a few tackles. Millfield will be encouraged by that. Carling Parkinson. Penalty Sedbergh. And a few afters as well. Tempers boiling over at the Jubilee pitch. Millfield so frustrated at giving away a penalty in that situation. Looks like they took it out on Sedbergh, but it could easily have been Sedbergh having a dig the other way. So referee Max Weston just having a word with his assistant referee. See if there was any foul play involved.
Got to reverse it.
So Max Weston spoken to his assistant referee, and it is James Dunn, the try scorer for Millfield, who seems to be in the dock and will be yellow carded, it looks like. Oh, even red carded. It's not a decision that goes down well with the home fans, as you can imagine, but James Dunn, who scored their try for Millfield, has left his team one man short. We'll try and have a look at that later, but you would expect punching of some sorts. It was a massive clear out from Dunn, and at least shaping to punch. I don't know if he actually connected at all. But time is up. Sedbergh may only have to kick this out. Not yet. Our estimates are only approximate, so referee Max Weston's watch has a little bit more time to run. But that could have been a moment where Sedbergh really sewed this match up. It will rile the hosts. It really will rile the hosts. This will really hurt Millfield. 3 defeats in a row and being knocked out of the trophy they won last year as well. For Seba, it'll be a monumental victory. Seba all over it. Somehow they come back with the ball. And Hayden Thompson-Green comes up smiling. And quite he might. Hayden Thompson has been outstanding today, and with that last play, he's probably just edges it for man of the match as well. There's been many men who could have taken it in the Sedbergh side, and the Millfield side for that matter, but Hayden Thompson-Green stood a few inches above them all. So Sedbergh just have to negotiate this last play, we think. But Millfield have turned it over in the scrum. Great play from the host. Barton knows he cannot afford any mistakes. Ogre knows exactly the same. 40 metres, 50 metres if they are to cross this whitewash. Ben Watson all over the back of Millfield, brought him down in the end. Brave defence. Nurse played really well in attack today. Nurse Barton has as well. And they're playing keep ball. Attacking ball, but keep ball. Did that go forward? Perhaps, and it's a penalty back to Millfield. They may go quickly. So Max Weston, the referee, says there is time for the corner. This is a similar position to where they scored their last try. The difference being James Dunn, the try scorer, has been sent off. So 7 men versus 8, presumably. Millfield will probably put another man into that line-out. So it's come down to this line-out. If Millfield score, they'll win the game. All Sedbergh do is have to force an error, get hold of the ball, kick it out, and they'll have their scalp of the season so far. It's been a real clash of north and south today. Sedbergh come down from Cumbria to Somerset, and they've played exceptionally well, as have Millfield, who will take the spoils though. Millfield set off towards the line. Penalty coming. Barton takes the penalty. So they still have time to play for another corner. Nurse brings them to within 5 metres of the line. The fans' voice have it all. Ball spills out. Sedbergh get their hands on it. Their line out has looked so good, Millfields, all day, but it just has creaked in the dying seconds. And Seba have taken this away. Who's got their hands on it though? Penalty coming or advantage coming for Millfield, for Seba, but they won't care. They just won't care. They just have to kick it out. Lewin just checks. Well, I do apologise, the tension's increased by the fact that every play seems to be the last, but it's not so. Who knows how long they have to play. Anyway, Lewin, who has found touch all day, hasn't managed to do that, and Johnny Kay, well, it looked for all the world like a trip there. Penalty Millfield, and Johnny Kay chased up so quickly. Just as the Millfield boy stepped away, he took his legs away. Millfield amazingly still alive in this match. Ogray. Nurse. Interception pass, but knocked on. So Henry Carling Parkinson tidies up. They do have the advantage, but they won't want it. They want to play. They have to play. Crossdale almost got his hands on it. Sedbergh now. They may have all the field territory in the world, but oh, it's come through. They've just. Will Sedbergh get on the score sheet? No. They don't care. They won. An incredible match here in Millfield. Sedbergh win 19 points to 15. They've knocked the champions out of the trophy. And you can see what it means to them. It's been a brutal, brilliant game. Sedbergh have played perhaps marginally the better rugby. They've at least had more standout moments in attack. But neither side can be faulted for their endeavour or their excellent brand of rugby. The handshakes begin, and for Seba the celebrations can start as well. Seba, the prize for them is a place in the semi-final of the Champions Trophy. Remains to be seen who they will be playing against, but it will be they'll have a trip to Allianz Park, the home of Saracens. And you can see what it means to them. They've travelled down from Cumbria yesterday, stayed overnight locally, just to get this preparation right, and it's worked. In the end, it was by a small margin. Perhaps that line out at the end, which didn't go to hand for Millfield, that was their moment. The red card by James Dunn as well didn't help Millfield. We will be trying to get some reaction from the players for you as soon as we can. But firstly, we'll have a look at the tries. There were some real gems in there. Just load those up for you shortly. Millfield, of course, received the applause still of their school. And this is why they had played a really good start to the match. Josh Marmer going over early on, after a nice short pass from Andrew Nurse. Sedbergh hit back as the sun came out in Somerset. The man of the match, Hayden Thompson-Green, the captain, getting that score just as he placed the ball. Behind me, both sets of teams are being clapped off the pitch, which is no less than they deserve after a stunning match. This try being the jewel in the crown for Seba. That was an amazing run by Johnny Key, and then Alistair Crossdale, the number 10, head off towards the line after setting it up from a scrum inside his own half. After that then, Millfield got their tails up and were playing some really nice stuff. But a little bit of imprecision, giving the ball to Johnny Key from Sedbergh, and the big number 11 set off. Put Andrew Nurse to the floor and realised he had only the try line to beat. Really good score from Key, that one, and the crucial score in the end. Millfield, though, were right back in it with this effort. Actually quite easy in the end, rolling maul, with James Dunn scoring. Then after that, James Dunn was quite soonly sent off for punching, and that brought down that exciting, exhilarating finish, which Sedbergh just edged 19-15. So we'll just try now and go and speak to a few of the players, get their reaction.
Boys will come back to them. There's no doubt we'll go down. Put it on properly. Stay right, yeah?
Tom, just want to we want to do a joint interview. Well, potentially, so whatever you think we should do. But John Mallett suggested a joint interview with two of the players at the same time. Hey, Simon, congrats.
Cheers, mate.
Would it be okay to speak to Hayden?
Yeah, of course.
Just could I grab him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, same position as before. Same position, okay. Sorry, that's that. Yeah. Right.
Sorry. Okay. Right, so I'm here with man of the match and captain of Sedbergh School, Hayden Thompson-Green. Hayden, great game today. How much were you building for this game?
Yeah, it was important. We had a big game against Durham on the weekend, and we tried not to think about it too much. And we didn't really think about it until Monday in training. And then obviously we travelled down yesterday, so it's been brilliant. But this morning it was really noticeable that the boys were ready.
How much more in a step up in intensity was a match like that to the games you've played this season?
We played tough teams week in, week out. Cup games massively different. You know, Bradford, we had a big game. Last team we played, I can't remember who we played. We had a big game. Now Millfield. Cup games are the biggest games. You know, it's do or die really.
Yeah. And if we just Jack, if we bring in Jack Barton as well over here shortly, we'll be speaking to your opposite number and captain. So it was the style of the game was incredible. So you guys had intention to run the ball from wherever.
Yeah.
Was that something you were proud of doing? You know, you could have kicked the ball out at the beginning of the first half, just taken half time, but you played on.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
Yeah. No, Seba, we like to play from depth. You know, counter attack. You know, counter attack's a big part of our game. So whenever we get the chance to run the ball and we think we can score, we'll go for it.
Jack, hard lines today. What was your reaction? What were you telling the boys after the game?
Just like heads up, really. Excellent game of rugby, both sides. But we've got St Joe's at the weekend. Got to look forward to that. Obviously, it's hard now and it's disappointing, but there's still a long way to go in the season. And compared to our other performances, that's a much better step up, and we're going in the right direction. And hey, bounce a rugby ball, whatever.
How close did you feel at the end to being able to get over that line and get the final score?
Oh, from the word go, really, we were coming out here to get over the line. A couple of things killed us: discipline, giving no penalties. But I still believed until even when we were in our 22 and we had to run it, that we were going to go down and score.
Yeah, certainly was a tough defeat to take. What is it like to play against the likes of Millfield at home with all that support? I mean, it must have been an incredible experience.
Yeah, Millfield's biggest game of the season, really. Sedbergh, Millfield, everyone loves that. Loves the sound of that at Sedbergh. And when we found out we were away at Millfield, you know, the boys were even more excited than if we were at home. We just love it.
Well, it's good. Boys, thanks a lot for chatting to us, and best of luck in the next round in hard lines. Best of luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Good game. Cheers.
Thanks.
Cheers, Jack. So we've heard from Jack Barton from Millfield School, and also Hayden Thompson-Green, the man of the match and Sedbergh captain. From us, it's finished with 19 points to 15 to Sedbergh. Sedbergh march on into the semi-finals of the Champions Trophy. Millfield have to lick their wounds slightly. 3 losses on the bounce now, but their Millfield score, they'll definitely bounce back. We'll see you next time in the next round. Thank you. Goodbye.